Chapter 11. Otter's Note. I said stop flaming you preps. See if this chapter is stupid! Exclamation mark 1111. It deals with really serious issues. SPC for yourself if it's stupid. Brr. Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to confront me, but I told her fuck off and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a pervert that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stake and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black, low-cut dress with lace all over it sadly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed, Snape was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs, stop looking at me naked, are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Mason on it. Suddenly Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin and gazillion times, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has— No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said everyone he need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snape said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do. Like how it feels when you don't drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air, then swooped he in, singing to the tune of Gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. What? Because you're Gothic, snapped. Snape asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid I meant he was connected to Satan. Because I love her. Chapter 12. Otter's Note. Stop fanning. Okay, Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that, and I wanted to address that issue. How do you know Snape ain't Christian? Plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric, okay? I was about to slit my wrists again, when the silver knife that Draco had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was a vampire, he started to scream. OMFG, no, my scar hurts. And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped, How do you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into a lightning bolt. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into a lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage. Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office, now recovering from my slit wrists. Snape and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles. You can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. But that's what it's Z too. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera they took off me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Ebony, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the colour pink anyway. I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. No, Ebony, Hagrid said. Those are not roses. What are these goths to you, press poser? Pop? Fuck it. I asked because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton P video made, from your shower scene and being viewed by Snape and Lupin, who masturbated. I that spelled wrong. To it, he added silently. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eyes and muttered, well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song, I corrected him wisely. I know, I was just warming up my vocal cord. And then he screamed, Petulus Mangero mi cremnilisi romantico. For all the cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, especially for a Raven. I love you, girl. IMO Noto Okeo. And then the roses... fucking realized what that was. Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flames, but I could see nothing. You see, Ebony, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. To see what is in the flames. You reviewers flames get it? You must find yourself first, okay? I have found myself, okay, you mean old man, Hagrid yelled to Dumbledore. Looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off back into his bed. You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with a picture of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me, so I looked like Samara from The Ring. You don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. I put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl. Bloody Mary said. Thanks. You do too, I said sadly, too. But I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snape and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared on. He used to be in love with Draco, so he was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a said way. Okay. We both looked at each other from some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGonagall, who was watching us, so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I slapped him. Stop trying to screw me. You know I love Draco, I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. Just then I started to scream, OMFG, no, my scar hurt. And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have the scar anymore. Wait. I'm not fucking reading that again. Chapter 13. Author's note. Raven, thanks for getting me again. I'm sorry. I took your poster of Jared, but that guy is a fucking sex bomb. Perhaps stop flaming. Vampire and I ran upstairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore? Dumbledore? We both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, he shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't. We need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Draco does to what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially when with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned, looking at me. Besides, I never liked him anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Don't you think gay guys are like so hot? It's okay. It's okay. I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then we had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and did a spell. Then suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out just as we heard a crone voice. Alakadabra! It was Voldemort! Chapter 4, Author's Notes. Fuck off you preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping me again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed and I had to go to a hospital because I slit my wrists. P.S. I'm not uploading till you give me 10 good reviews. Warning, some of this chapter is extremely scary. Viewer discretion advised. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. Rid my sight, you despicable preps, he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. Then suddenly he looked at me and he fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. Stuff, ellipses, he said. In this, he is 16 years old and so he's not a pedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. Ebony, I love you. Will you have sex with me? Asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torturing my BF? And then you expect me to fuck you? God no, you are so fucked up in the fucking bastard, I said angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. No, he screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. Snaketails, what art thou doing? Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. Oh God. We could hear his high heels clacking to us. We So we got on our broomsticks and we flew to Hogwarts. Went to my room, Vampire went away, and then I started crying. "What's wrong, honey?" asked Draco, taking off his clothes so he could screw. He had a sex pack. And a really huge you-know-what and everything. "It's so unfair," I yielded. "Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the girls and preps here except for Bloody Mary, 'cause she's not ugly or anything?" "Why would you want to be ugly?" "I don't like the preps anyway. They are so fucking sluts," answered Draco. "Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now Snaketail is in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful?" I shouted angrily. Don't worry, Ebony isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty. I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? I fucking hate this curse. I shouted, and then I ran away. Chapter 5. Stop flaming, okay? By the way, you suck from no one ever time someone flames me, I'm gonna slit my wrists. Ebony, Ebony, shouted Draco sadly. No, please come back. But I was too mad. Whatever, now you can't go and have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with blood red key. It had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy, in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrists. I drank the blood all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. I put on a short-ribbed black gothic dress that said Anarchy on the front in blood red letters and was all ribbed with a spiky belt. Under that I put on ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them with blood red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. Then suddenly the guitar turned into Draco? Ebony, I love you, he shouted sadly. I don't care what those fucking preps and posers think. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you. Then he started to sing the Chronicles of Life and Death. We considered it our song now, 'cause we fell in love when Joel was singing it. Right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing, gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Manson. Don't you think those guys are so hot? If you don't, then who they are, get the fuck out. OMFG, I said after he was finished. Those fucking preps stared at us, but I just stuck up my middle finger. They were covered in black nail polish and were entwined with Dracos now at them. I love you, I said. Then we started to kiss just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in the Cinderella story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other, all shocked, and then went together.